Its covers worn with age, and though it's old and wrinkled, Mama said on every page, the night the angels called her. Mama called me to her side. She handed me her Bible. She said, Ken, let God be your guide. You know, I picked up my mother's dear old Bible and wiped away the dust. You never know until she's gone how you miss your mother's love. Memories of Mama. My mom and I did a lot of farming together. Dad had a second job. Buying a farm when I was a kid, that was a big adventure. It really was. Dad had a couple farms that were accumulation of about 400 acres. That was a big deal. And obviously we weren't making enough on the farm to pay the mortgage payments, so Dad worked on the railroad, and my grandfather, which he was a very old man, and my mother and I did a lot of farming together. But I was thinking of this today. One of the other farms that Dad had was about a half a mile away. So it was called the Clemens place. We went down there, and there was no electric in that barn. Just this thought came to me today. And it was an old stable in there, very low, I remember that. Mom would feed the cows in there, and Mom would get the milk stool. Do you all know what a milk stool is? It's what you sit on when you milk a cow. She'd put the pail between her legs, put pressure on both sides of the pail with her legs. She'd sit down there and milk the cow. Well, my job was to hold the kerosene lantern. And, you know, I don't know if any of you have any idea what milking a cow was all about. You can tell what I'm doing by my hands. I've milked many a cow. And I remember my mama singing Amazing Grace. The place was black dark in there, except for the light that would come from that coal oil lantern, which I was holding the cow's tail with one hand and the lantern with the other hand so Mom could see a little bit to milk the cow. The memories overtake me sometimes. You probably got memories of your mama as well. I hope they're as good as the memories I have of mine. Very spiritual lady. Can you imagine milking a cow and singing Amazing? And she'd sing it in rhythm. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. And her and I would sing, milk the cow. Years later, after I had milked a cow in years and years, and it was over at East Berlin, we were at a Farm Days, I think was the name of it. friends of ours had asked me to, I had a little music band, and they said, wondered if we could put the music on. I'll never forget it. We went over there, and they had a wagon there for us to crawl up on and play our music and the guitars, and we had a good old time. But one of the events that day was a cow milking contest. And I got volunteered for the cow milking contest. And I hadn't milked a cow in years. But some things you never forget. Well, it looked to me like I wasn't given a choice. I was just, there I was, I had my good clothes on, and I took the stool and I crawled under the cow there and got the pail between my knees, and they hit the button on the clock and I started milking. I was giving it everything I had because it was a contest. And I got the cow milked. No, I'm wrong. I got it half milked. My job was to milk this side. The next contestant was going to milk the other side. And they'd measure the milk you had in your bucket. Well, the truth is, I had milk flying everywhere. I just hadn't done it in that long. I had milk on my nice black pants. I had milk on my boots. I was getting a certain amount of it in the pail, but, and I guess I did all right, but it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty at all. The other contestant was an 80-year-old lady. I don't think it'll hurt to mention her name, Mildred Musselman. Bless her heart, a sense of humor. She looked at me and grinned like, "You've had it now, boy. I'm going to beat you hands down." What she was milking into was a milk bottle. An old-fashioned milk bottle. And I'd put the pail between my legs. I expected she'd try to put that milk bottle between her legs there and hold it and use both hands. No. She held the milk bottle with one hand and the teat with another hand, and every speck of milk that came out of that cow went in that bottle. There was none on her clothes. There was none on her boots. She smoked me. I want to tell you what, she smoked me. She won that contest hands down. Everybody got a big kick out of this. They really did. That this 80-year-old lady had figured out a strategy and won that contest. But she used her head. She knew what she was doing. Well, that's just a memory I had today, and I thought I'd share it with you. There's a lot of different ways of going about things, but having experience over 80 years, Mildred Musselman knew what she was doing. She smoked me. She won that contest, hands down. Never forget that. And I'll never forget Mama milking the cow with me holding the cow's tail and holding the kerosene lantern. Do I think I'll ever want to go back and start milking cows again? I doubt it. It was the one thing about farming that I detested. I hated crawling underneath those filthy, dirty cows. Nowadays, most everybody's milking cows has nice, clean milking parlors. Keep the cows really clean. And, they don't really have to crawl underneath the cows at all. The cows are up on the level where they can just work right there. But I want to say how happy I am for that memory. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. My mom had learned the secret of how to take something that was mundane or something that I might not really enjoy doing and trying to add some fun to it to make it a joyful experience. I hope you just got what I just said. She learned the secret. Making a game out of it or singing a song with it. But she refused to be heavy-hearted. And she had lots to be heavy-hearted about sometimes. But she just had a joyful countenance, and the joy of the Lord was her strength. Now, I want to encourage you today. If the enemy would like to do anything to you and I, it's to get us anxious, depressed, upset, worried. Like a rocking chair, it'll give you lots to do, but it won't get you anywhere. Whatever your task is to do today, do it with all your heart and make it a joyful experience. Sing a song, get a rhythm going. Whatever you do, don't allow yourself to be moaning and groaning all the time. Have a thankful, grateful heart. You'll find out the day will go much quicker, and you won't get nearly as tired when you insist on disciplining yourself to have a merry heart. It's a choice. May God bless you, and I thank my mama for teaching me that. You have a great day. Bye-bye.